The ancient Romans had a generally permissive attitude towards sexuality, with a focus on pleasure and fulfillment. Roman society acknowledged and embraced a wide range of sexual orientations and practices. Sexuality played a significant role in Roman mythology and religion, with gods and goddesses associated with love, desire, and fertility, such as Venus and Priapus. Roman erotic art and literature, such as the artwork found in Pompeii and the poetry of Ovid, depicted explicit sexual acts and scenes. Prostitution was legal and widely accepted in ancient Rome, with brothels operating openly in cities. The concept of consent was recognized in Roman society, and sexual acts were generally expected to occur with the consent of both parties involved. Both men and women in ancient Rome were expected to engage in sexual activity, and sexual pleasure was considered a natural and desirable part of life. Extramarital affairs and adultery were common in ancient Rome, although they were subject to societal judgment and could lead to legal consequences. Roman men often pursued sexual relationships with both men and women, and bisexuality was not uncommon. Marriage was an important institution in ancient Rome, but it was primarily seen as a means of producing legitimate heirs and maintaining social status. Birth control methods, such as the use of various herbal potions, were known and used in ancient Rome. The practice of coitus interruptus, or withdrawal, was a common form of contraception in ancient Rome. Sexual education was not widely provided in ancient Rome, but young men often received guidance from older mentors or experienced sexual partners. Roman men engaged in various sexual activities, including orgies and group sex, particularly during the extravagant parties known as bacchanalia. Sexual performance and virility were valued in ancient Rome, and men sought various remedies and aphrodisiacs to enhance their sexual prowess. Romans believed in the importance of sexual pleasure for both men and women, and the concept of mutual satisfaction was encouraged. Ancient Roman baths, known as thermae, served as social spaces where people would engage in communal bathing and potentially sexual encounters. Roman women had relatively more freedom and agency compared to some other ancient societies, and they could own property and engage in business transactions. The Lupaina in Pompeii was a well-preserved brothel with explicit paintings and inscriptions on its walls, offering a glimpse into the sexual practices of ancient Rome. Roman law permitted divorce, and both men and women had the right to dissolve their marriages. Erotic literature, such as the works of Petronius and Martial, depicted sexual encounters and desires in a humorous and explicit manner. Romans used various contraceptive methods, including the use of natural sponges as barrier methods. The use of aphrodisiacs, such as oysters and certain herbs, was common in ancient Rome to enhance sexual desire and performance. Roman men often engaged in same-sex relationships, with younger men known as catamites being sought after by older, wealthier men. The Roman festival of Lupercalia was associated with fertility and sexuality, involving various rituals and sexual games. Roman society placed importance on sexual modesty and chastity for women, although there were instances of women engaging in extramarital affairs. The concept of free love or non-exclusive sexual relationships was not uncommon in ancient Rome, particularly among the upper classes. Roman men valued physical beauty and youth in sexual partners, and sexual relationships with slaves or lower-class individuals were not uncommon. The use of various sexual aids, such as dildos and vibrators made from materials like wood or leather, was known in ancient Rome. The Romans believed in the concept of auspicium, which suggested that sexual encounters and dreams could provide signs or omens for the future. Roman women had access to various beauty treatments and cosmetics, including depilatory creams and perfumes, to enhance their appeal. The institution of marriage in ancient Rome was primarily focused on social and political alliances, and romantic love was not considered a prerequisite for marriage. The concept of sexual modesty for women often coexisted with the expectation of sexual availability and pleasure in marriage. Romans enjoyed various forms of sexual entertainment, including erotic performances, sex shows, and public displays of sexual acts. Ancient Roman men used various forms of birth control, such as the pottery shard method, where a shard of pottery was used as a makeshift barrier. Roman men and women used aphrodisiac foods and drinks, such as honey and certain spices, to enhance sexual desire. Roman women had access to various contraceptive methods, including herbal mixtures and barrier methods. Roman society had a complex system of sexual morality, with different expectations and standards for men and women. The sexual practices and attitudes of ancient Rome varied across social classes, with the elite having more freedom and opportunities for sexual exploration compared to the lower classes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.